I want to ask the question, do you think that you have an immortal soul? And so there's a number of different philosophical or religious systems which try to give various explanations about this, but I really want to rely upon your own experience as opposed to somebody else's opinion that they're trying to impose upon you. Your dreams, your intuition, your instinct, your heart, your desire, your preferences, your pain, your joy, your wondering about the big questions. Who am I? What is truly valuable? What is truly good? What is truly worthwhile? Is there a God? These kind of existential questions. The fact that you are aware of yourself, that you have an internal sense of your well-being. You feel good, you feel bad, things are going okay, things are not going okay. Are you always the product of your environment and your circumstances? Aren't there some times whenever everything's going actually pretty good and you actually have a pretty good life, but yet you just don't feel good? If it's true that we're just merely a product of our circumstances, how could it be that we don't feel and we don't relate to things in the way that we actually perceive them? Could it be that there's times whenever things are actually going kind of bad, but you actually feel okay and you're kind of have made peace with it and you're okay with it? How can it be that you are able, as merely a product of your circumstance and environment, how can it be that you are somehow able to transcend and to rise above those circumstances? Okay, so the notion of atheism, the notion of naturalism or materialism, the idea that the only thing that exists is matter and energy. Can merely matter and energy, so atoms are going boinga, 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 right? And we see all kinds of physical things around us, sidewalks, pencils, cars, sophisticated 3D printers, like sophisticated machines, phones, and they have all kinds of sophisticated programming, but yet they're not sentient. They're not aware of themselves. They can't tell you how they're doing in any given moment. But yet somehow you are different and you are able to do that. Can that essence, that life, that awareness, can that be merely explained by physical processes? How is it that scientists, with all of their stunning wisdom that they say that they have, and also their stunning tools, which they frankly do have, they haven't been able to recreate it? They haven't been able to recreate a sentience, an awareness. You take all the chemicals that are in a cell, and so the cell is so you put a living cell inside of a test tube, and then you break it open, right? So all the chemicals that are part of that cell that make up that cell are there, but yet you can't put them back together again. Scientists, with all of their stunning explanations that they suppose that they have, and I'm not an enemy of science. I'm just saying that the claim that only natural things exist. Well, if all a cell is just a glob of components, then how come they can't put it back together again? How come they can't make it work with all of their technology and all of their sophisticated tools? So, are you willing to believe that you are simply an organic machine and you don't have a soul? I want to suggest to you that your own life experience, your own preferences, your own dreams and hopes and desires, your own anxieties and fears, your own intuition about your life, your own discernment about what is true and what is not true is a witness and a testimony to you that you have an immaterial part of your being that makes up your mind. It makes up your ability to transcend the merely physical elements that exist around you and to be more than the sum of a bunch of atoms and molecules bumping together. The reason why you have a soul is not a coincidence, but the reason why you have a soul is because you were made in the image of God, and He made you to be aware of yourself. He gives intuition to the heart, is what the Bible says. He breathed the breath of life in you, and so you have a basis because God, external to you, gives you a basis to transcend the merely physical. You are able to be more than the sum of your parts, and you are able to be aware, and you are able to respond with language, with music, with just simply the awareness of yourself and your well-being that other creatures and other objects are not able to do.